Traditional diagnostic frameworks like the DSM-5 classify autism spectrum disorder using a categorical lens focused on a decade of social and behavioral deficits. While useful for diagnosis, this approach fails to capture the profound clinical heterogeneity and developmental complexity of autistic individuals. Instead, we should view autism spectrum disorder as a developmental connectopathy, a disorder of distributed and interacting neural networks. By shifting our perspective to this circuit-based model, we can better understand symptoms, comorbidities, and targeted interventions. The social communication network involves structures like the medial prefrontal cortex, amygdala, superior temporal sulcus, temporoparietal junction, and fusiform gyrus. Dysfunction here leads to impaired social reciprocity, theory of mind deficits, and reduced eye contact, often manifesting as comorbid social anxiety or selective mutism. Management relies on behavioral interventions, as pharmacotherapy is primarily used for associated anxiety rather than core social deficits. The frontostriatal rigidity network, involving the orbitofrontal cortex, dorsal striatum, basal ganglia, and thalamus, underlies restricted interests, rituals, and cognitive rigidity. This is associated with OCD and tic disorders. While SSRIs may be used, they must be initiated with extreme caution at low doses due to the high risk of behavioral activation syndrome in this population. The executive control network, anchored by the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, posterior parietal cortex, and anterior cingulate cortex, drives inattention, poor planning, and working memory deficits. These symptoms often present as comorbid ADHD or learning disorders. Treatment includes executive skills coaching and psychostimulants or non-stimulant medications like atomoxetine or guanfacine, depending on the clinical profile. The sensory neurophysiological network involves the thalamus, sensory cortices, cerebellum, and insula. Thalamocortical and cerebellar dysrhythmia disrupt sensory filtering, leading to sensory hyper or hyporeactivity and hyperacusis. This network is closely linked to epilepsy, developmental regression, and conditions like Landau-Kleffner syndrome. Clinical clues for this dysfunction include unexplained language regression or sudden behavioral changes. The affective regulation network, comprising the amygdala, ventromedial prefrontal cortex, anterior cingulate cortex, and insula, is critical for emotional stability. Decoupling between the cortex and the amygdala results in anxiety, mood dysregulation, and depression, often driven by an intolerance of uncertainty. SSRIs are first line for anxiety, while melatonin is effective for sleep disturbances. The behavioral dyscontrol and motor regulation network, involving the orbitofrontal cortex, ventral striatum, amygdala, and cerebellostriatal pathways, mediates irritability and aggression. When affective and sensory circuits are overwhelmed, this network drives severe tantrums or self-injurious behavior. In severe cases, it can manifest as catatonia, which requires urgent benzodiazepine intervention or, in refractory cases, electroconvulsive therapy. Clinical presentations rarely involve just one circuit. For example, social and executive dysfunction often manifest as an ADHD phenotype, while sensory and epileptic dysfunction can lead to language regression. By adopting this dimensional, circuit-based framework, clinicians can move beyond superficial symptom management and formulate cohesive, mechanism-based treatment plans tailored to the individual.